The move against the pro-European protesters was brutal and swift in a pre-dawn raid by the riot police in Independence Square. Truncheons were used to disperse the crowd, some of whom were still sleeping and were beaten and dragged along the ground. Tear gas was also fired against the demonstrators who were mounting an overnight vigil. Ambulance crews and paramedics helped treat the injured, many of them bleeding badly from the blows of the truncheons. The operation was ordered soon after President Yanukovych returned to Kiev from the European Union summit in Lithuania, where he refused to sign a trade pact after coming under intense pressure from Moscow. The demonstrators had been demanding the resignation of the president. It was a move the opposition leaders expected, but none of them thought it would come so soon. The opposition parties have now united and will set up what they call a national resistance headquarters, and they've also called for a general strike across the Ukraine. The protesters cleared from Independence Square have found sanctuary at the site of St. Michael's Cathedral, a former 12th century monastery that was demolished by the Soviet authorities and then rebuilt when Ukraine gained its independence 22 years ago.
We were holding back the police for about 4 minutes before they overpowered us. We were defenseless against their weapons and shields. I was hit on the head and put my arms up, but it didn't help. I was beaten and dragged out of the square. We managed to get to the cathedral. They wanted to intimidate us. It was the most brutal thing I have ever experienced.
Tomorrow will be a hot and hard day for all of Ukraine. If the police break our protests and blood is spilled on the streets, Ukraine will be plunged into civil war.
The anger is swelling here. The crackdown by the police has reignited the opposition forces, and the scene is being set for a violent standoff between the government and the pro-Europe supporters.